And once we complete this, then I'll go over the lecture stuff. So the instructions are, this is what the instructions are, right? If you have some career that you'd like to pursue, you should brainstorm the following. Pretty good chance you may, I went over this with you guys in class already, right? You may not know what you want to do, so on and so forth. So they're walking you through the process, right? Three things you might be passionate about, interested in. Maybe you like video games, maybe you're into fashion, um, right? So you use your interests, your hobbies as sort of a standardization to then research careers in those potential hobbies or interests or passions that you have to then do a career research project. Does that make sense? So I'm going to skip along. This is some material you can use to help identify a future profession, but I'm going to scroll down further till we get here. So based on the information and insight gathered from the above sites, identify a specific professional title or position you want to work toward. So what I would recommend is you could use those websites to help you find it. You could also just do a Google search as well. I use video games as an example. If you like playing video games, Google video game job titles, job positions, right? Sound programmer, coder, tester, things like that will come up. And you can look at them, figure out something that are interesting, and then use that for your assignment. Okay. So for students who are still unsure, identify any two positions that interest you. I would narrow it down to one is less work that way, right? So figure out what you're interested in, choose the one, and move forward from there. So based on the profession or title, you want to figure out the following. General job description and responsibilities for the profession selected. So for example, so these little bullet points you see, skill and knowledge requirements, job outlook for the profession, it's on resume. It's on a resume. So what you want to do is Google, I'm telling you how to do the assignment, make it easy for you. Google resume. Okay. So for example, if I say I'm going to do video game designer, Google video game designer resume, right? I want to be a game tester, video game tester resume. I want to be a fashion designer resume. Google that, and you'll find resumes, and then those resumes will have the answers you need to complete most of the work for this assignment, right? So the resume will list the general job description. It'll list the responsibilities of the candidate, their profession, their skills, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So instead of you trying to figure this out, find a resume from someone in the industry. You go to LinkedIn, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. You could search for lots of people in different industries and look at their resumes. Their LinkedIn's essentially like a resume website. People post where they worked at, all that stuff. Okay. Two of the things they want to know that are more research based is the job outlook for the profession selected. So what you need to do is just Google the industry. Let's say video game industry. I'm using this as an example. Fashion design industry, whatever. You want to Google search video game market industry market growth. Fashion design industry market growth. Video game industry market growth. So the career followed by the word industry, followed by the word market growth. All right. So if you're looking to, to do something different, type in that industry, followed by type in the word industry, then market growth, and you'll get the number of the growth of that market. Is it growing or declining? That's the market number you need to use to show if you're the industry you're interested, the job you're interested in is growing or if it's declining. Then you could just, it says number of positions in the US. So you could go to Glassdoor. It'll tell you about that. It'll tell you about the salary because they want to know what's the average salary for this career. Glassdoor, Google Glassdoor for job salaries. It'll tell you the average salary of that job position. You can Google, number of job positions in the US for that job you're interested in. Google AI will just tell you, give you it'll reference and find resources for you. So, that's how you get that information, right? And they give you some websites here, right? Suggested sites to research. Um, you know, you could use those websites to find it. So once you kind of have all that data, this is all pre-data, right? Then the actual assignment is you're going to on a Word document, 12 font, double space, roughly. You then start to answer these paragraphs. First paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, fifth paragraph, sixth paragraph. Okay. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to physically answer these questions. So the first paragraph is asking you, identify the career and state two important skills, two critical knowledge, and two major responsibilities. One responsibilities one needs to be in this career. So something that an individual needs in this career. Guess what? If you pulled out the resume, the answers are on the resume, right? This is what people put on their resume. So you just grab those answers from the resume. Then the second question is, why are you interested in this career? That's something you answer personally, right? So first paragraph shouldn't be more than 5 sentences. The second paragraph, discuss why the skills identified in the first paragraph are important for this career. Well, you can identify the skills that are necessary for the career because they're listed in the resume, but now explain why they're important. That shouldn't be too difficult to do, right? If you're not sure, you could research the information. And then the second part is discuss why the knowledge identified in the first paragraph is critical for this career. The reason why the person put are here is because knowledge can sometimes be plural. If they're referring to multiple types of knowledge, but never mind that. So discuss why knowledge identified in the first paragraph is critical for this career. Skills and knowledge can be different sometimes, but they can also be the same. So this question may be, depending on your career and the skills, this may be redundant, right? Maybe you need to have skills with certain types of computer languages. And then you need to have a general knowledge on computer technology, right? So that's an example. Limit this paragraph between 4 to 6 sentences. The third paragraph is discuss why the responsibilities identified in the first paragraph are its main responsibilities. So what does that mean exactly? Are these responsibilities something you are willing to do? So when you're looking at the main responsibilities of the job, because for example, maybe the main responsibility of my job is to test the game. So playing the game, looking at code. There could be other sub responsibilities as well. So they want you to think of what are the main responsibilities. If you're not sure, just pick a responsibility that seems important to you. Okay, don't rack yourself with analysis paralysis. Just pick something and move on. Okay. Discuss why the responsibilities identified in the first paragraph are its main responsibilities. So why do you think it's important? Right? I'm not looking for a perfect answer. You're researching, exploring. Just tell me what you feel based upon what you've researched and what you figured out. Are these responsibilities something that you are willing to do? So that's the big question is now since you see the job, the skills required, the responsibilities, is this something you might want to do? You might be like, I don't want to program. I don't like coding. I don't want to play games all day. You'd be like, it's not, I'm looking at this resume and this is a lot of technical stuff. I'm not into technical stuff. I like playing video games, but I don't want to do this. Right. Or I love dressing up. I love fashion. I love buying new clothes and accessorizing, but designing is very different. I don't think this is something I'm interested in. So you just discuss that. Okay. That's the third paragraph. The fourth paragraph is the outlook for this career. Are the numbers of positions increasing, decreasing, or stable in the future? So we did this research already, right? Because one of the requirements, you should get this information before you start doing the research. Okay. And it says, what kind of standard of living would someone have with this career? So if you go on Glassdoor, you just find out, you could Google average median salary, average salary for a game tester, game programmer, game designer, fashion designer, whatever you want. Find the answer, right? Very easy. Google AI will pull up the answer and give you references and cite the references. Okay. So what number do you see? 50,000, 100,000, 30,000, 80,000, 90,000? That's your living standard. That's what they're asking. How much money are you making? Are you comfortable with that? Do you feel good about that? You know, versus, working at Target or Costco. Costco employees can make over $35 an hour and they get pension and benefits. If you're an EMT driving around, you're risking your life to save people and sick people, and they make less money with less benefits. So just because the job itself seems more highly skilled or more dangerous doesn't always mean the standard of living matches what the job pays. Okay? That's something to take in consideration. So limit this paragraph to 4 to 6 sentences. The last paragraph, which I went over in class with you guys the last time we met in person, we went over SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So you swatting yourself, right? What are your strengths toward this potential job, career? What are your weaknesses? So strength could be, I'm really good with computers. That could be a cool strength. Or I love playing video games. That's a cool strength, right? Not really a strength, actually. But you could say it's a strength. I'm into the source material of the job profession. But then your weakness could be, I suck at computers. Your weakness could be, I'm not very technical minded, right? So things of that sort. Of course, you could always fix those weaknesses, right? Learn new material to fix the weakness. So opportunities would be like, oh, the industry's growing, right? That'd be an opportunity. A threat would be, to give you some examples, does demand outpace growth, whatever, threats more competitive. If you can't think of a good threat, don't kill yourself, guys. Don't maybe the industry, the job doesn't have any threats. Maybe there's not a whole lot of opportunities for you, but you could definitely identify your strengths and weaknesses. Just think to the best of your ability. Look at the questions they're asking, see if you can answer one of the questions to help you with that. So you're going to do a SWOT analysis for your 5th paragraph, okay, in relationship to the job, career, and your strength, your weaknesses, potential opportunities for you, and threats as far as you being able to participate in the career. All right. And by the way, threats could be something temporary, right? The threat is I don't have the motivation to finish my degree, professor. It's threatening my ability to do the career. That's something you control, right? So threats are not always threats. So 5th paragraph is the conclusion. So for the 5th paragraph, are you still attracted to the career? Are you still interested in the career? If you do not possess the level of education or certifications, how are you planning to get it done? All right. Is that something you want to get done? If you're pursuing the career, where might you be in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you see yourself doing this? Do you not like this career anymore? So after doing this research, are you turned off from it? Ugh, I don't like it. Ugh, I don't want to do it. I'm not sure. Not being sure is a great answer because you really might not be sure. Okay. And this last paragraph should be no more than a half a page. And that's it, guys. That's how you do it. Kind of walked you through the whole process. It shouldn't be too difficult to do. This project starts this week and is due by week 12. So you have about 5 weeks to complete it. By week 12, we move on to the second part of the project. The second part is the career presentation. So now, since you've done this essay of sort, you now need to present it. So the way you're going to present it is you're going to put it in a PowerPoint presentation, and you're going to present it to me, most likely virtually. You're going to record yourself, upload the recording to YouTube, upload that recording. Because normally, if this was an in-person class, we'd be meeting in person. You would do presentation in person and in Teams. I don't know, guys, but how many people are here right now? There's 3 of you, right? So there's 3 people in class. Over 20 people registered for the course. And there's only 3 of you guys here. Okay? So I'm not going to put you in groups because your groups aren't, there's no groups. There's no one here. Sometimes the students are here. The last class I had 13 students, not from this class, but different class. So I'm not going to put you in groups with students that aren't going to talk to you. You don't know they could have dropped the class. So this is going to be an individual project, okay? The career presentation is individual, everything's individual. So you're going to take all the material that you wrote up, put it into a PowerPoint presentation, a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. Very easy, copy and paste, write it in, make the slides, not difficult to do. And then present it. So just as we're on Zoom, get into a Zoom room, make your own room in Zoom. You have your own, if you have a Zoom account, you have your own free room. Get into a room like this. There's a little more button with 3 dots. You click record and it'll record you, just like it's recording me. Then when you stop recording, it'll save that recording to your desktop, even your phone, wherever. And then you could pull up the video portion and you could upload that video portion to YouTube and make your own video. And you get a link and you can submit the link. Or if you just want to submit the whole video, submit the whole video. And just record yourself making the presentation. So this is sort of going over teamwork and presentation topics and whatever. It's like, look, there's just 3 of you here, right? Maybe it'll be 4 or 5 or 6 next time. I don't know. So take the material you did during the career research description, turn that into a PowerPoint presentation, record yourself making the presentation, upload that presentation. If you guys want to, we could do the presentation on just like we're doing now. We'll get on a Zoom call. Our last day of class, we'll get on a Zoom call like this. And if it's just 3 of you guys just make your presentation. If you'd rather do a virtual presentation, let me know. By week 12, our week 12 class, I'll get a poll. I'll talk to you guys and say, what do you want to do? If you want to talk about now, we can talk about now. It's just the 3 of us in here. What are your thoughts?
I'm good with however. I mean, if it's just 3 people, why not?
Yeah, I'm fine with either way.
Okay. So it's just 3 of you guys. Most students, they're comfortable making their presentation, recording themselves and uploading it. You know, uh, but we'll go over it again on week 12. We'll rediscuss what we want to do. Maybe it's easier for you to present in person. I don't know if you want to trek all the way down to the city to meet in person, but we could do a presentation virtually or present it. Most students actually prefer to just record their presentation and submit it to me. Every single class, that's the majority votes on that. So that's it. Okay, I'm not going to hold you too long. I just want to go over the career research description. I will touch base a little bit on the midterm. So if you go to week 8 on your content, if you have, by the way, do you guys have any questions before I continue? You guys have any questions on the career research stuff, or you guys are good?
If we're still like behind, like I'm working on week 6 right now. Do we still have a chance to do we just keep going to catch up?
Yeah. Look, this you have 5 weeks to complete this.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's being offered to you as an assignment in the 7th week. Yes, the submission link should be in the 12th week. All right.
Cool.
Let me just double check because I didn't build out I did build it out. Actually, I did build it out, but there's some changes. Let me just make sure it's in the 12th week. Yeah, it's in the 12th week. You'll see in the 12th week. So in week 12 is the submission link where you'll physically submit it, and I need to update the dates because the dates are off. Let's see. We are week 12. Week 12 is April 21st. So let me just change the due date. Start date, because the due date is wrong. It should be April 27. 7? Hold on. April. Yep. Okay. I updated the due date. So the last day of the week on April 27th is pretty much when you need to have this submitted by. And then the thing is saying, I said May 3rd, but I'm going to change that. This is actually the 27th. Makes more sense. Okay. Got it. All right. So you're going to submit the your individual submission on the 12th, the week 12, and then you're going to submit the actual presentation on week 15. Any more questions? No? Okay. So have you guys has any of you been watching or participating in the news of what's going on with our president? Have you been seeing?
Yeah, I've been watching.
So what have you been seeing?
Um, I just saw Trump buy a Tesla.
Anybody that says, well, yeah, okay. So now he's wheeling and dealing Teslas. So he's how's the market doing? Are you do you know what's going on with that?
Terrible.
Terrible. Okay. So now we had spoke 4 weeks ago, right? Remember I spoke about this 4 weeks ago. What did I say was going to happen 4 weeks ago?
It's gonna Stock's gonna go down.
Because of the tariffs.
Yep. So what's happening now? What's
They're
happening?
going down.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's going down. So we are now participating in the reality of business, right? The economy is going down. Our the political environment is becoming very hot charged, and you're seeing a decline in the economy. Now, what did I say was going to happen to gold? Do you remember?
It's gonna go up.
Yeah, I did. So let's check out. Let's look at gold prices. All right. I'll share the screen with the gold so you guys can see. So just hold on a second. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. What number do you see there for gold?
3,000?
Yep, $3,001.30. Let's go back a month. Where were we before when we were in class? February? I think that February 12th. Let's say that right. Where was gold at? There, it was around here, right? Third, 29, 38, 28, right? So it's gone up. There's a reason for that. Okay. So the things you're learning in your textbook is not BS. It's not uh definitions. It's not it's not an exam to pass and I got a grade. Okay. Is real stuff. Everything I told you close to 4 weeks ago happened. I'm not I don't have a crystal ball. It's economics. It's the science of economics, the science of business. What's going to happen? Okay, so gold is if we go back 6 months ago, in November it's 2,800. Now it's up to 3,000. Okay, it's because of what's going on with the tariffs. It's because of what's going on with gold. People are afraid that the tariffs will increase the price on goods and services that we use, so people are hoarding it. There's a huge import. The U.S. imports increased because of fear of tariffs. So all this stuff started. Companies and individuals start hoarding product in anticipation and fear of the tariffs, which actually artificially lowered our GDP by like almost by 2%. By the way, most of it's from gold. Gold imports, which don't get registered on GDP, but most of the imports were gold. So now you see gold went up, right? Man, imagine if you guys bought some gold 4 weeks ago. You make some bucks, huh? You would make a couple of bucks. Thanks, Professor. So the reality of what you're reading in your textbooks, guys, is not bullshit. It's real. You just have to know how to apply it, right? And this is just an intro course. But understanding the philosophies of business, understanding imports and exports and trade, and a lot of the definitions, you're just learning definitions. If you come to understand those definitions, you come to understand what's going on, right? You understand what's happening in the economy. Then you start making money off of it, right? You say, huh, I think gold's going to go up. I think the market's going to crash because Trump's a loony, right? Some people think he's loony. Some people think he's a genius. Whatever, right? Maybe he's just so smart. We just can't figure out what he's doing because he's playing a game of chicken he's playing a continental international game of chicken. And he's gonna tariff everyone and try to get his that's what he thinks he's trying to do. But even if he wins and succeeds in his game of chicken, it's causing immediate short-term turmoil. And in the immediate turmoil, people losing money, some people making money, prices go up, things change, eggs are crazy expensive. It's up to you to decide how you do and don't want to capitalize or ignore the situation. You can take advantage of the situation. You can be subject to the situation and get blown around. You could be defensive and try to prevent or protect yourself, which is most businesses did. They started importing the goods and services they need in advance before the tariffs hit. These are the things that have been happening in anticipation. So the reality of our world and business affects everything you do. Affects your paychecks, your job security, all of it. So that's why I'm showing you. I showed you a month ago, gold was like 28 when we spoke last time. Maybe hovering on 29. The very first week of class, it was much lower. It was in the 27s, right? We started class in the let's see, January. It was in the 27s. And I brought it up the first day of class. I think our screen wasn't working, but maybe the second week it wasn't working. But I brought up gold during our first, second, and third week of class. Now it's 3,000, right? Imagine you're some big shot guy, and you're like, oh, my professor had said this is going to happen. I'm gonna move $100 million into gold, which people are doing. Investors and hedge funds, portfolio managers, that's what they do, billions. And now they're up 10%, 15%. I just made $15 million, right? And you sell out or you hold because gold, if things get worse, it's going to go higher, right? And it's because business is business. The facts are facts. You have economists that can calculate how things will play out because they're called economic shocks, micro and macroeconomic shocks. And you could literally, they do assignments where you could actually look at different economic shocks and you calculate how those shocks affect the market and the economy. Something you might learn in your master's program if you guys decide to get a master's degree. You learn about that stuff. So I'm sharing this with you not to brag or say, look at me, I know what's going on. It's to teach you a lesson. It's to get you interested in understanding about business. I'm not expecting you to be a business major. Not expecting you to even do that. It's just for your own knowledge. All the stuff in your textbook, the intro business stuff, yes, you can expand upon it, but all the intro level stuff, everything's basic. You learn the definitions, then you try to understand the definitions. If you learn the definitions in your textbook, you can start to read Wall Street Journal. You could read the Financial Times. You could kind of make sense of it because you understand definitions. So when you understand the definitions, and then you actually can interpret how they operate in our global economy, then you can start to do the stuff I'm telling you is you can look at stuff and say, this is what's going to happen, right? Make some money or don't lose your money. So something to think about. But at the end of the day, the reason why I bring up gold is because if you guys are young, right? If the American dollar ever collapses or crashes or in jeopardy of crashing, gold will still maintain its peak value. Okay. If there's ever currency risk, currency exchange risk, economic risk in the stock market, things of that sort, gold will always remain and hedge its value because it's gold. People have been killing each other for gold for tens of thousands of years since human recorded history. It's not going to change. People's perceptions aren't going to change. It's mankind's perception of store of value. So it's one of those things where, we spoke about in class last time. It's worth stacking. So we'll end class here. The next week is actually midterm. So we don't have physical class next week. Okay. You're just going to take your midterm, you log in, you take it, you can take it anywhere. Just make sure when you do it, you have to finish it all in one sitting. If you have any issues, send me an email. I can reset it for you and fix it. Take care, everybody.
Have a good day.